Hello and welcome to another exclusive interview here at the Coaching Network. You're listening to your host, Matty Roper. I'm delighted to be joined by current Norwich City footballer Matt Jarvis. You well?
Hi, yes, not too bad, thank you, not too bad.
Good. Beginning with your time as a youth player, similarly to your older brother Ben, you made your first footsteps into the footballing world by signing academy forms at Millwall. You were eventually released by the Lions, but how big of a learning curve was that for you as a young boy trying to make it in the professional game?
I think really it was really big learning mentally, to actually put it in perspective. I was thinking, do I still, try and go for, my dream and to play football, or do I maybe sort of go like part-time and think of something else? But, I was determined to give it my best shot, and that really sort of gave me another incentive to go and try and do it.
Following your departure, you went on trial with then Championship outfit Gillingham in 2003. How did that opportunity come about?
Well, the actual day I got released, one of the scouts from Gillingham called me up and obviously knew that I'd been released and said, we'd really like you to play in a game tomorrow against Gillingham, so we can have a look at you and come on trial. And I really, at the time, I didn't actually play in the game. I then, a week later, went and joined in training with them and had a couple of games after that, and then went on trial. And lucky enough, they took a punt on me, and I signed at the end of the trial.
You made your debut for Gillingham versus Sunderland in November of that year, aged just 17, and you made a total of 10 appearances during a season in which you continued to play for the youth team as well. Were you pleased with the amount of football you played during the first whirlwind campaign as a Gills player?
Yeah, I mean, I was delighted. Being still in the youth team and playing for the first team was incredible. I was cleaning the boots of the manager and the assistant manager at the time as well, so I had to get all the boots ready for training for them, and then actually go and train with them as well. So it was a great experience.
Kind of like a part-time kit man as well, then.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Picking up all the balls and bibs after training,
And just before the end of that season, Andy Hessenhaler saw your potential and he rewarded you with a 3-year contract. How delighted were you at that point, obviously, after the hard work you'd put in?
It was incredible. It was fantastic to basically realise your dream of getting a professional football contract. It was fantastic. I signed it on the pitch as well. I actually think it was before a game against Coventry. I could be wrong there, but it was just brilliant. And I'm still actually good. I'm still in contact with Hessenthaler now. He was fantastic for me when I first started off.
And in your first season as a full professional during 2004-05, you made over 30 appearances, but Gillingham were relegated to League One. As a youngster, how much did that relegation affect you?
To be honest, it was a real surreal experience, because on the coach on the way home after the last game of the season, when we got relegated on the last day, there was a lot of players, ringing their agents trying to leave the club. But for me, I think it was probably a great time for my career to take off, because I played, pretty much every game the following season, and really had a good education of football behind me already. So it was, I think it was a great time for myself personally.
As you stated there, obviously you stayed put with the club, and you put in a number of exceptional performances over the next 2 seasons, being named in the PFA League One Team of the Year at the end of the 2006-07 campaign. Big achievement for you?
Yeah, it's one of them, to be picked by your fellow professionals to go in the Team of the Year gives you a great sense of achievement and pleasure to think that everyone else thinks that highly of you. So it was, brilliant.
And as a result of being selected in that Team of the Year, a host of clubs were vying to acquire your services, and after rejecting a new contract at Gillingham, you made the move to Wolverhampton Wanderers in June 2007. What were your reasons for choosing Wolves as your next destination?
It's a fantastic club. I actually met Mick McCarthy, who sat down and we had a conversation where he sees the club going, where he sees me being involved with the team, and instantly I wanted to go there. All the players that were there at the time were a similar sort of age. It was a real good group of players that were really hungry to achieve, a promotion really.
And after signing, you initially had a few injury problems during pre-season, and you were consequently forced to wait until the 20th of October to make your debut. However, once you returned to full fitness, you were a mainstay in the team, and you narrowly missed out on a playoff place due to goal difference. How agonising was that as a footballer?
Yeah, that is extremely disappointing, especially after you working so hard for the season. To miss out only on goal difference was devastating, really. But we bounced back extremely well the following year.
You did indeed, obviously winning promotion to the Premier League as champions of the Championship as well. So would you say that's your best memory in club football to date? Probably.
I mean that season was incredible. You look back on that, you see clips on that. I've still got shirts, and just the memories of that season was brilliant. As I said, all the players were a similar sort of age. We all had the determination to go and win, and from the disappointment from the season before, to go and win it as champions was just amazing.
And as everybody knows, once you get promoted into the Premier League, it's not that easy to stay in it, is it? And obviously, you managed to achieve that with Wolves the next season. What was it like playing against some of the world's best players?
As a kid, trying to get into the academies, getting your youth team contracts, getting your professional contracts. This is where you want to be, and playing in the Premier League is the best league in the world. And to play against the players that were playing at that time was incredible. It was a massive learning curve, and we worked extremely hard and we were delighted to stay in the league.
And of course, in March 2011, your form with Wolves earned you an England call-up, and you came on as a substitute against Ghana at Wembley in a Euro 2012 qualifier. And I was actually at that game, so I remember it very well. What did it feel like to achieve what most footballers dream of, getting a cap for their country?
I think you've hit it on the nail on the head. Is a dream. It's the as a kid, that is your biggest dream. To play for your country, in front of 85,000 people at Wembley. It was a dream come true. It was probably ultimately the best feeling I've had as a professional footballer, playing for your country at Wembley. It was amazing, and all my family and a lot of my friends were all there as well. So it was great for all my family.
And back with club football now, obviously you continued to shine in the latter stage of the 2010-11 season, and after winning the Wolves Player of the Season and Players Player of the Season awards, you stayed at the club until August 2012, when you swapped the Molineux for Upton Park. West Ham paid a club record fee to prize you away from Wolves. How honoured with the tag of the Hammer's most expensive player were you?
Yeah, obviously it's a huge honour. It's a massive club, and I really wanted to hit the ground running and to play my best football and to help them achieve staying in the Premier League after being promoted.
You spent a few seasons with the London club. Did you enjoy your time there?
Yeah, it was very good, especially the first season. I think we overachieved. We finished 10th when everyone was expecting us to get relegated. It was a fantastic achievement, and we just kept on getting better and better, which was amazing for the club.
And what was it like to play at the very, very famous Bowling Ground?
Yeah, well, I had good memories because I think it was the season before, or before that, I played there for Wolves against West Ham and scored. So I'd had a good a good time before. So to go back there and to play for them in front of the fans was amazing. It's always a really impressive atmosphere, and to play there in front of the home fans was brilliant.
And after falling out of contention at West Ham, you joined Norwich City on a season-long loan in 2015, and you played a hatful of games as the Canaries were relegated from the Premier League. Despite that, you made the move permanent this summer, but you were yet to feature due to injury. How far away are you from a return at the moment?
Unfortunately, still not that close. I'm hoping to get back as quickly as I can, but I had to have surgery, so it's still a few weeks. Maybe a bit more than that till I'm back, but very much looking forward to it, especially watching the lads. They've done extremely well so far, and I'm just very eager to get back and playing.
I bet you're itching to get back. What do you do when you're injured? Obviously it's quite difficult really to mentally sometimes for players. How do you kind of keep yourself sane, if you like?
Yeah, it's very, very tough mentally, especially at the minute for me. I can't really do too much, so it's quite repetitive. There's a lot of just ice and recovery and complex, and that's pretty much it at the minute. So it is pretty boring and frustrating. But luckily, my wife's actually she's pregnant. She's due in nearly just under 7 weeks, so I've got that to focus on at the minute as well. So that's quite a big help.
I can imagine. And obviously Norwich at the moment played four league games, won 2, drew 2. What are the aims for the team this season, and do you have any personal goals you'd like to meet once you do return from that injury?
I think the aim is to go straight back up. I think that's everyone's aim. That is what we need to do. And personally, for me, I as soon as I'm back fit, I want to be playing as many games as possible, and to help the team get promoted and score more goals than I have in previous seasons.
And hopefully it all works out for you anyway. And good luck with the rest of your recovery. And hopefully you're back sooner than you expect. Fingers crossed. It's a good season for Norwich as well.
Thank you very much.